hesitation. Got me going crazy. Keep it moving. I'm tuned in to True North Racing, the podcast that you need if you got the need for speed. John Morrison interviewing guests in the industry. Hey, short track, stock car racing. Gotta get it hype. Saturday night under the lights. Hear the engine rooming by. Smell the gas and feel the vibe. Going into overdrive. Drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing. Let's go.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another week of the True North Racing podcast. I'm your host, Jon Morrison. Joining me, as always, our lovely co-host, Megan Mitchell. Megan, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you, John?
For a Canada Day long weekend, I'm going to say it was stressful as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, yes, we get 3 days off, depending on what you do for a living. You know, I get 3 days off. Meg, did you get 3 days off?
I did. Yeah. Thankfully.
It never feels long enough. It still feels like a 2-day weekend, and you never get enough time off. But what'd you do over the Canada Day long weekend?
I spent pretty much the entire weekend at Kate's house. Went over there on Friday, hung out, had some drinks, went swimming, did some tie-dye. Debated on making a tie-dye business altogether, but we'll see how that goes. It won't happen. But yeah, I had a fire and watched some fireworks that were going on like over in Brantford, and ended up spending another night. Just kind of like hung around. Actually, yeah, Jacqueline was with me. We hung around and waited for everyone to get back from the track. You know, it was a good weekend.
That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Oh man, where do I begin? That's a loaded question for me right now. There's a story I got to get to that happened last night. Megan doesn't know about it yet. So, first of all, my Canada Day, we got the kids for the weekend. So we headed over to the local park here in Brampton called Chinguacousy Park, and they have a huge festival. It's almost like in a festival atmosphere. They had bouncy castles. They had, for the kids, they had food trucks. They have a petting zoo that was open for probably for like the first time in 2 years or 3 years, essentially, since 2019. They had a stage. And as you guys figured out last night, I felt old when I was saying who the headliner was, and none of you guys knew who it was. And I felt very defeated because I was like, oh, this guy was so huge back in 2008, 2009 area. Like, but no, none of you guys knew, and it upset me. But we watched the fireworks. We came home a little earlier. I think we left the park about 8:30. I think 8:30, about 8 o'clock. And we walked home. We did not, because we're not far. We can walk there. And we went to the backfield and sat there and watched the fireworks and enjoyed the show from there, which was nice. And yesterday I was at Flamborough doing my thing with the CVMs for the last time for the next 2 weeks, because we have a 2-week break coming up, which is, I'm going to say this, mint. It's been we've had a 4-week stretch here, and it's been really tough on the cars and the drivers. So I think this 2-week break is going to be exactly what the doctor ordered. I'm going to be honest, not that great of racing. Everything got single filed pretty darn quick. I didn't catch much of the Ontario Modified Racing Series, guys. Caught a few laps. They look pretty good out there. But even our division, it was a pretty mute race. Like, there was nothing really exciting that happened. Now the second feature, yeah, there was a couple more incidences. But yeah, overall it was pretty mood point for racing last night, which was nice. So I think there's this one series that has a break next week, and then I think pretty much everyone is off except for the mini stocks in a couple weeks there for the APC race. But man, and today we had the kid. We did some barbecuing. I did some yard work. We're working on doing I don't know how we're gonna call it. I want to get a sign made up though, that's for sure.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be like the barbecue smokehouse or something like that. That's where we're gonna
Very cool.
we're cutting out like a 12 by 12 section below the deck line, right near the fence, and we're gonna essentially put in patio stones, put all our barbecue stuff there. We'll have I think there's a smoker, a brand new barbecue waiting in the garage for the to go out there.
Mm.
There's a deep fryer, and we're kind of opening up that space, and then at that corner of the decker that we have right now, and then we're gonna put a fireplace. We have a fireplace that we picked up a couple weeks ago. We're gonna put it there, and I think once we're done, I think we need to have we're gonna have yourself, Garrison. We'll invite Kaylin and Dale, and we'll have like a day. We'll have a potluck where
Mhm.
we do the meat. You guys bring the rest of the fixings, and
I'd
oh,
be down for that.
oh yeah, I'm excited. That'll be fun. But yeah, that's pretty much my weekend in a nutshell. But there was lots of weird racing though yesterday. I don't know if you've seen. I know you saw the one, I think, from Delaware. You
Mhm.
see the record happening at Delaware. Now,
I think so. I
did you
don't
also?
I don't know if I saw it, but I saw a lot of posts about how everything was just whack.
Yeah. So in the hot rod feature down at Delaware,
Mhm.
essentially, I think they said it was lap 7. I thought it was lap 1, but whatever lap it was, anyways. And let's just say it turned into a parking lot on the front stretch. Absolutely terrible for all those. And these are Oscar hot rods. And if for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what's an Oscar hot rod, essentially they're
The coolest world.
they are really cool cars. They're old late model chassis. I think for the most part they're old late model chassis, and they're putting on these steel bodies that resemble or essentially make look like 1966 Studebakers, and I'm just making up fucking names right now. There's a Dodge Daytona that's being driven by an 80-year-old, and he still got it. There's there's an El Camino. There's been, what else was there? Oh, it's so many beautiful looking cars. But unfortunately, I think we estimated close to probably $200,000 worth of damage was done between. We're we're guesstimating. We're just seeing by what we saw, and it was terrible. But we hope everyone's okay, though. It sounds like
Mhm.
everyone's okay. But the funny part about that was, you almost think that last night was a full moon, because
Mhm.
the exact same thing happened at South Boston, down in
Hmm.
the States. The whole
Oh,
front stretch, almost the exact same spot, was a parking lot full of late model cars.
ouch.
Oh yeah.
It's never fun.
I'll find the video and I'll send it to you after. But that
Okay.
was, oh, that was just crazy to see. I'm thinking like, man, I can't believe that same thing happened down there as what happened in Delaware. But
Mm.
oh, you never want to see that. You never want to see wrecked race cars like that. You know,
Mm-mm.
we all, not we as me, but like we as as the motorsports community, everyone puts
Mhm.
in the essentially race cars nowadays are a second full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
They're no longer just a one night a week thing, especially if you're doing the touring stuff. But to have your work, your winter work, your weekly work go up in smoke like that, it takes a toll on you. But
Mhm.
man, uh so anyways, I wanted to, so I kind of fast forward this, but about my weekend. So last night coming home, so after the races last night at Flamborough, so if anyone was at Flamborough, they noticed that I wasn't walking around with what some people called my quote unquote sidekick. Uh, Jacqueline wasn't with me, as Megan alluded to earlier. They hung out last night while I was at the races doing my thing. Um, and afterwards, I hitched a ride back with Kayla and Dale to their house. where I met up with Jacqueline, Megan, and everyone else. And so we headed home about 1 a.m. We're going down the mountain on the 403 heading into Hamilton. Getting to the bottom of the hill, it turns into the 90, and I'm like, okay, like I'm backing it down, especially after my incident a little earlier. And I noticed this car catch up to me really darn quick, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So the car beside me wasn't speeding up, wasn't slowing down. I'm like, all right, I'm not really gaining on him. I'm behind his door. So I'm like, all right. So I just tapped my brakes, slowed up enough just to be able to get I was off the gas too, but I just tapped the brakes, get over. The guy drove by me. I'm like, okay. And then we continue on. I didn't realize for a bit that essentially there was a guy I would pull out, pass, get back over, and then he would get up on my ass, pull over, and then pass me, get back in front, and slow me up. But I was never changing my speed.
Yeah.
I never changed my speed. And I didn't realize this till we were almost in Oakville. At this point, we were between Burlington and Oakville. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? This is about the 4th or 5th time he's done this. Like, what is he doing? So this is where I realized, like, he's trying to start, and it seemed, after a couple more times, it's like, oh, he's playing games with me. For some reason, he's starting to play games with me. I'm like, I don't know what I did to this guy. And then, like, at one point, he's driving by me and he's staring at me like, I just start doing this. I just start waving at him, like with the fingertips and everything. And he just, all right, he gets back over in front of me, slows up. And I pull out, do the same thing. And as I pass him again, I wave at him. And then at one point, I seen him roll down the window just enough for essentially his fingers to get out. And all I see is this. It's just like, come on. I'm like, I didn't change my speed the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
This guy kept changing his speed, which is why I kept going out, passing him, going back in front. I wasn't playing games with him.
No, yeah.
It was hysterical. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know what I did to this guy. I'm like, I'm telling Jacqueline, I'm like, I don't know what I did to this guy. I don't know what I did, but all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, it clicked in. And I'm like, she's like, what? I was like, remember when I quickly tapped the brakes coming down the hill and I got over to let a car go by? She's like, yeah, that was him.
Huh.
And I'm like, I wonder if he thinks I brake checked him on purpose. And I'm like, I didn't though, because I was just slowing down enough just to get behind the car to let him pass to come back out to go. And I'm like, oh, whatever. So he keeps trying to do he tried brake checking me a couple times very poorly. He didn't know how to play these games. He didn't know how to play the games I could play. Because Jacqueline doesn't want me to play those games, and I shouldn't be playing those kind of games on the road. But anyways, no, but I drive pretty decently, I'm not gonna lie. And then the last one I did it, I was all the way over in the high occupancy lane. And he was like beside me, where he was actually on a double line. So technically, if I waved at him again, he shouldn't be able to come over.
Right.
I waved at him one last time. And then as soon as he got a chance, he didn't even wait for a dotted line, nothing. He just slid right over, got right up on my butt. I couldn't see his headlights, and I'm like, should I just slam on the brakes right now and really ruin his night? But he kept doing this until we get after a bit, I stopped waving. But I never blocked him. I didn't do nothing stupid. I was keeping my own speed. I wasn't being an idiot on the road for a change. But yeah, and then I saw that he was going to take the same exit I'm supposed to take. So I'm like, I looked at Jack and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna go QEW. I'm gonna miss the 403 because I'm done playing. I don't want to play this crap. At this point, it's almost like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I think it's like 1:45 a.m. or something like that. It's like 1:45, and I'm like, I'm not playing these games. It's like there's no reason to be playing stupid games like this early in the morning. Like, I wasn't trying to play stupid games. The only stupid thing I did was wave at him to piss him off. But if I had one more chance, though, I was gonna blow him a kiss.
I was just gonna say that's my favorite thing. People will flip me off, and I just blow them a kiss. It's funnier when it's a man and their wife is in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Like,
I just wanted to do this just because then if he got really mad, I was just gonna let off the gas, roll right down to a stop, pull all the way to the side of the road, get out, and like, what? Why are you looking at me with love in your eyes?
Don't do this right. Girlfriend's in the passenger seat for free.
Huh?
I said, don't do this right now. My girlfriend's right here. Like,
why are you doing this, man? My girlfriend's right here. I don't want to upset her. Your girl looks like a lovely lady. I don't
want to upset her.
We don't want to upset her. But no, it was just.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Yeah, I was telling Jacqueline on the way home, I was like, if I had one more chance, I was just gonna blow him a kiss. She's like, you realize we probably would have ended up with a damaged car. I'm like, be a pretty cool story. Like, could you imagine the cops? Like, he would have to he would wreck us enough where his rad would go. He's not getting anywhere.
What happened? Well, officer, I blew him a kiss, and that was the end of that.
Oh man, that was, yeah. We didn't get home till almost like 2:30 last night.
Oh man.
Oh, and then I woke up a little later than I wanted to, and got the day going a little bit later than I wanted to. But yeah, that's what I want. I wanted to tell that story on here because I thought that was just gold. But that's the kind of stuff I enjoy. You know, it's just don't mess with me on the road, because you might just have a kiss blown at you.
I was literally saying to Jacqueline yesterday when we were driving to Brantford, I'm like, I get in this mindset when I'm on the road where I'm just like, someone's like right in front of me, brake checking me and stuff, and I'm like, just give him a little love tap to the rear quarter, get him a little loose, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, that's not how.
We're not in a race car. We're not in a race car.
Yeah, like, I do that, and the front of my truck is gonna crumple. Like,
yeah, it's a lot differently built than your race car.
Yeah, well, that's not good.
But
I won't do it in the race car either, because I'm a chicken and I don't want that smoke. It's just those intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, there's been times I've had a guy cut me off so close, and I pulled it all the way over to the right to the slow lane, and for a millisecond, and I blacked out for a millisecond to the point where like I realized my hands, if I didn't like snap out, I was hooking left and just taking them out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm just. But yeah, so if the guy's ever listening, I don't even know if he's actually listening or not, but to the guy in the white Mazda, if you're listening, I wasn't trying to play games. You were I was just trying to get behind that car. That's all. I was just trying to get out of your way because I saw you coming. I was trying to be courteous.
I mean, if the guy was anything like me, like I do that, someone does, like I end up in a game like that on the road with someone, and if I were him and I saw the Jomo Media sticker, I'd be right on Facebook like, Jomo Media, what's this shit? Like, who the fuck's this?
If I would love to see if someone ever messaged me that, because like I'm thinking like, you have yours, I have mine, Jacqueline has one, and I'm like, I'm waiting for the day I get a message. Right. And mine, like I'm my truck's branded like MRC Racing across the top, like, you know who I am. And so I try not to get into situations because it's not gonna end well. No, I don't like confrontation. Like, no thanks. Before we continue on here, and we get really more in essentially criminalize ourselves here in how we drive. Next Sunday, I'm doing this before we bring in our guest because he's going to be just a few more minutes. Next Sunday, July 10th, at From the Heart local market. Man, I feel so bad for Taylor for having to deal with me for this crap. Jomo Media is proud to be at From the Heart local market in Erin, Ontario. Next Sunday, July 10th. We are going to have personalities such as myself, Megan. We gotta find out if Caitlin's coming. I don't think. I hope she does, but we'll have to see. We're gonna have race cars. We're gonna have drivers on hand. We're gonna have autograph sessions essentially throughout the day. We're having about 8 to 10 cars that are coming out. So like, I'm excited for that.
I'm pumped, and I've been thinking about it because we're gonna do our official reveal. Like, I know if anyone has me on Snapchat, which I have very limited people on there, I've posted pictures of the car, but in black and white. I mean, you've seen it because I've sent it to you. Freaking pumped about it.
I'm special.
I have to show it to you with like the next update that we've done on the design. But like,
oh, I can't wait to see it.
I want to do something like a giveaway because I'm gonna say now our car is a throwback scheme. And I want to do something like a giveaway. Like if anyone can guess the colors of the car, the colors of the number, and what throwback it is, then I'll give them like a t-shirt and a keychains and
ooh, there we go.
Something. I'm like, I want to do something like that, but I don't know.
All right. So the deadline is what? Saturday, let's say Saturday at 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Because the
so
show
we're gonna reveal it Sunday at the show, and then I'll post it on social media.
So what time do you want to do the unveiling then? Because we have to all be offloaded by 9 a.m. So do you want to do the unveil for 10?
Yeah, I'll probably post it on there around like on social Facebook or something around that on our Instagram. But like we're not gonna tarp the car up. Although there is I will say I know there's certain people that drive by my sister's house and they will have seen it before. And y'all don't count. I'm sorry. I will still give you guys a keychain just because. But like,
I can't wait to actually see it because I know Jacqueline got to see it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I did not, but I've only get to see pictures of it, which sucks. But I mean, is what it is. But I'm excited to actually see it in person
because we've added on to the number to make it look more like what I showed you before.
Oh yeah,
throwback was. Yeah, I'm gonna send it right now.
Okay.
Because I was about to show it right on the camera, but that probably defeats
probably not a good idea. Here, let me let's pause this real quick, you know.
Hold on, nobody look.
Nobody look.
But I'm excited.
Oh, I like that. Man, you guys are not going to want to miss this. Next Sunday, July 10th at From the Heart local market in Erin, Ontario. It is on Highway 124, located between Erin and Brisbane at the Bloom Garden Center. We will have, like I said, we'll have an unveiling of Megan's car and her team, MRC Racing. We're going to have pure stocks from Alex Stewart. I got to talk to Cameron, see if he's bringing one of his cars. Who else? I got 2 CVMs coming. We have 2 CVMs coming. We have the 14 of Scott Tonelli, the 43 of Jay Pepin. They're both coming out. We have mini stock drivers in Michael Kenny's going to bring his car out. Roland Goodfellow's coming out with his car. Or no, he's not bringing his car. He's bringing himself. David Rockwood's coming out. Morgan Robson Racing is bringing out Madison's car.
I'm excited to actually meet them. And
Sarah is bringing out her car. I'd never want to pronounce her name because I feel like I'm going to say it wrong.
I don't know how to say it.
So, and I don't even know how to say her first name properly. So I really hope I'm saying it correctly. Sarah Gianni. I'm going to assume it's that. Is that Janon or I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Like I feel so bad right now. I believe she's bringing out her car. I got to double check with her, see if they're bringing their car out. But yeah, we're doing a day at the races at the market. I'm either gonna get everyone into a group chat, or I'm just gonna message everyone individually again and let them know, like, hey, we got to be offloaded by 9 a.m. So I know that's gonna be early morning for you guys, and I feel so bad.
That's okay.
But I can't wait to see the car. But that's gonna be so much fun. I got a banner that's gonna get made up, and I love this because I reached out to you to see if your sister would do it, and I'm gonna say this: your sister, Rachel Mitchell, knocked it out of the park. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. I'll just through my camera here, but that's gonna be the banner. I absolutely
I didn't
love
even
it.
realize the way she did it. Like I kind of got a glimpse of it today, but now that I actually see it and pay attention, I'm like, that looks cool.
Oh,
I mean, I don't want to be biased, but like, she does really cool work.
She does.
Fine work.
So if anyone's looking for like a hero card, something made up, contact Rachel Mitchell. Like, if you need to, probably contact her through MRC Racing on Facebook and Instagram. That's probably the best way to maybe get the messages to her. But yeah, she's done hero cards for Scott Snelly. Scott's look amazing. I thought I had one right around here, but I guess I don't. But yeah, I'm so thankful that she was able to do that in such quick time, because I think I made contact with her Thursday about it. I think she reached out Thursday saying, hey, this is what I heard you want to do this. I'm like, yes, let's get it. What do you need to buy? I'm like, hopefully by the end of the weekend, because I'm trying to get this fast track to hopefully have this ready by Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a long day. Saturday, I'm prepping to make sure I have everything ready to go. Gonna make sure we have water, pops, maybe some juices or something to help stay hydrated, so hopefully the weather cooperates. That's the big thing. I want the weather to cooperate. But yeah, we got Jeff LaFlemme's gonna come. He's gonna sell some quick fire starter stuff. I know that, so that's pretty cool. I'm looking at my list here to see, but yeah, I think Brandon Feeney might come out. Gotta double check with him. But yeah, we got a lot of great people coming out. It's gonna be awesome. But so let's slide right into our Jomo Media driver rundown. David Rockwood made an appearance in the Quick Wick Superstock Series. Finished 26th. Cameron Thompson in the Pure Stock at Flamborough Speedway, I believe, finished 3rd and 4th. Race monitor, it was like absolute dog crap on Saturday, so I don't know if this is correct. Chris Lawrence DNF'd in his race. He was unfortunately one of the victims in the Oscar Hot Rod race. He was driving the number 10 of Jesse Kennedy's. Unfortunately, he got DNF'd. Alex Stewart, buddy, he's been busy this weekend. He's raced 3 different tracks. He went to Sauble on Friday, where he finished 11th. In one of the features at Flamborough last night, he finished 5th, and I have no clue what he ran today. Jeff LaFlamme on Friday finished a solid 3rd place finish up at Sauble after DNFing a week or 2 ago there at Flamborough. Caitlin Wallish with a pair of podiums, which was awesome. Roland Goodfellow finished off with a pair of podiums. Ricky Williger had a 1st and a 3rd. Joe Arsenal finished 6th and 7th. Scott Tonelli, I believe, also had a 6th and a 7th. Jay Pepin with a pair of 8s. Rob Twitchett with a 10th and a 9th. Ty Cavalin actually won last night up at Sauble Speedway. Nice. He's our pro late model driver, which I'm so stoked about that. Pretty much I have every level from mini stock, because I have pure stock, I have a mini stock, I have super stock, pro late model, and some CVMs. How cool is that?
That's wicked.
But yeah, he won up at Sauble Speedway last night in the combined 8 race. Brandon Feeney came home 4th place in his feature race down at Peterborough Speedway. Ryan Houston finished out 4th in his feature, and Dave Johnson finished out 14th in his feature down at Southern Ontario Motor Speedway on Saturday. Man, that's just I feel like I've been letting down the CVMs. I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't been doing their rundown lately on the show, because sometimes we get into such a great conversation, and like it's just I feel like we never want it to end, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden our guest is ready to go, and I'm not ready yet. But
Yeah.
while we're waiting on Eric to stop by, we'll do a quick CVM rundown. The 8 of Ricky Williger won feature 1 with Mike Pod and TJ Marshall going second and third. Jake Gilbert making his debut with the club in 2022, his season debut. Came home 4th, Quinn Murdoch 5th, Scott Tonelli 6th, 7th was Joe Arsenal, 7th was Jay Pepin. Oh no, hold on. Lost tracker 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. 7th was Jay Pepin. 8th. No, we had 10 cars. What is this? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 was Jay Pepin. 9th was oh crap, the 42 of Steve Murdoch. And rounding out the field was the Twitch man coming home in 10th. In our second feature, it was Quinn Murdoch coming home first, TJ Marshall second, Ricky Williger third, Jake Gilbert coming home 4th, Mike Pod 5th, Joe Arsenal 6th. In the 7th was Scott Tonelli. That's the worst part. There's no number beside it.
Yeah.
So I'm having to remember this stuff, and I'm like, I suck. 7th was Scott Tonelli. 43 Jay Pepin was 8th. 44 of Rob Twitchett was 9th, and the 42 of Steve Murdoch was 10th. Oh man, if you saw that second feature too, Steve was plowing like a dump truck.
That's awesome.
No, that is not awesome.
Oh, I thought, never mind. I get that now. I thought you meant like plowing through the, no, I guess, yeah.
He was so tight. He was kidding.
Never mind.
Oh boy. All right. We're gonna have to start making like Days of Thunder comments here. Because I swear each and every time this is something that happens. One of us forgets something that happens in racing. We're like, oh,
well,
we know what we're talking about. We're not pulling a cold trickle here. Trust me.
I mean, I can say I don't always know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just talk.
Sometimes you end up at a point. Sometimes you don't. That's the magical.
Yeah.
You never know what is gonna happen. It's like life's like life's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Exactly.
That's exactly the same thing you get on the show. You never know what you're gonna get.
No, you don't.
Once like I said, once Eric gets in here, we will we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. We got Eric Stewart coming on. We're gonna talk about his future win he got a few weeks ago. We're gonna talk about essentially his role with LRR, with London Recreational Racing. Because to me that's pretty cool. Mike Schmidt and the entire team do so much for motorsports here in Ontario. And it's nice to see them get onto a car such as Eric Stewart's, and who finally got a breakthrough win in the pure stocks. And he seems to be the kind of like their media guy, so I kind of want to chat. I think he is their media guy, so I kind of want to chat to him about that a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna get Eric here in just a second here. So while we're waiting, yeah, let's bring in Eric. All right, guys, joining us this week on the True North Racing Podcast is the driver in the number 82 Pure Stock. Welcome back to the show, Eric. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Pretty well, thank you. How was your weekend?
It was a pretty wild weekend. Finally broke the dirt virginity and went to Oswego, and that was a blast. Then went up to Sunset to watch my brother-in-law and Spencer Riddell wheel some cars, and then just a nice casual shop day today.
That's all right, man. So first of all, let's go back here. The fact that you just broke your dirt virginity, I think that's the first time we've ever heard that damn word on this show. So I think from now on, you know what? There's a freaking t-shirt line right there. For anyone who's first, like Oswego, Maryville, Humberstone, get on this. This is merchandise gold here.
But you have to put Eric's name like under it. Like you can't just take it out.
No. I'm just no. What I'm saying here is essentially just like I broke my dirt virginity at Oshwegan Speedway or Merrittville Speedway or Humberstone. Like that's gold right there.
What can I say? Starting shit.
Hey, that's what we love to do on this show. Anyways, man, how did you enjoy the racing at Oshwegan on Friday?
It's a different animal there, just like how they enter corners and take the corners, and how it is completely different from asphalt racing.
Absolutely. So were you on the pit side or where did you go grandstand?
Grandstand.
You know what? That's where we've been going lately, and it's such a nice view from there, and I feel like it's a nice relaxing night when you do something like that. But you're absolutely right. The cornering is different. How they enter it is buck wild in my opinion. Like it's, how some guys will just start at the bottom. They're like, I'll just go bottom and see what happens, and they slide all the way to the top in the middle of two, right? And
yeah,
it's just crazy. So what did they have on Friday? It was the Dirt Track Nationals.
yes.
So it was there's 360 sprints, crate sprints, 358 modifieds, I think.
Sure. I guess I don't really know what
I'm more or less asking Megan to see if she knows.
That I'm pretty, yeah. I know there was no thunder stocks, no mini stocks. Like it was all like sprint cars and modifieds.
Yeah.
They're making fun of your good buddy Cameron Thompson because he was flagging that night.
So technically my list wasn't wrong when I said that he'll be at Oshwegan Speedway Friday night.
That's true.
He wasn't behind the wheel of a car. So technically my list wasn't wrong there, Cameron, if you're listening, buddy.
He probably won't. He doesn't like me.
Damn it.
He's just a hack.
I love how we essentially like started calling him like we put that out there one day and that's it. Like he needs to start putting that on crap. Jesus Christ. But he was a hack this week and he was leading the freaking pure stock race and ended up third. Like what the hell?
He's just taking notes out of my book.
No, he didn't. Well, no, I can't say that because that was the opposite way around last time. So anyways, you ended up at Sunset on Saturday. How was that?
It wasn't too bad. The car count was a little low, but that's what you expect when there's a lot of stuff going on one weekend, and it's a long weekend too. So people are out enjoying times with their family.
I heard the mini stock race up there was kind of crazy. What happened up there? Do you know?
Not gonna lie, I probably was going to grab some pints at that time, so I probably missed that. I just remember the junior late models, the bonus stocks, and that was basically it.
Yeah. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about before in our kind of our preview, our open segment area. I heard it was a crazy night, and you saying that you were there, I was like, oh, hopefully we'll get some insight, but that's okay. But yeah, man. So anyways, how was today you were at the shop. What were you doing in the car? Were you working on your car? Were you working on Sean's?
So it was just my own car this weekend. We're waiting for parts to come in. Apparently hitting a wall does a lot of damage to a car. So I don't recommend hitting a wall to anyone ever.
Was that from the last time you were out there at Flamborough when Cameron put you to the outside wall?
Well, it wasn't Cameron, but we could say it was Cameron.
He started it. He shoved you out of the way. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's a terrible driver out there.
So what happened? Because I only saw part of it. Essentially, you got stuck out on the high side, and you were just kind of there along for the ride, and then next thing I know, I see you up in the wall. What happened?
Completely ran out of talent, really. Kind of tried to stick it on the outside, but can't really stick it on the outside too long, and that wall approached really quick. And just held on for the ride.
So what all ended up bending on the car?
The toe. The toe was like 3 inches or so. Control arm broke. I ended up getting one from a good buddy of mine, Leo. Actually, Megan knows Leo.
Mhm.
And he gave me a quick control arm to go out there and do it again. And then Chris Lawrence ended up putting it in. The tie rod bent too, but after looking at it during the week, it actually cracked too. So we had to get a new one. Actually, Nick Clark got a new one for me. Just the support that you get from other drivers is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of people you guys can lean on in the pits to help out, right? And that's always good though. That's what you want. You want in all divisions, you want that. Well, unless you're in a touring division, then you're kind of on your own kind of thing. I don't want you out on the track. I don't want to be the only car out there kind of thing,
Actually, reading Facebook after the Delaware, there's a lot of hot rod guys that are supporting each other, saying they got parts here and there.
Tyler Hahn, it was the first guy I think I seen, like 5 minutes after that wreck happened. Any hot rod guy, essentially right in the group, any hot rod guys need parts, let me know. I'm like, holy crap, like that's unreal. Also, I find the hot rod guys are a lot like the CVM guys, where there's going to be a lot of give and take between the guys there. Yeah. Because the cars are are similar in a lot of ways, but still very different. But you're going to have that camaraderie because you want to take care of that golden era car essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was we talked about that prior to you coming on about what happened down there, but did you see what happened down at South Boston is my question.
Is it for the win or
no? The essentially the turn the front stretch into a parking lot, same scenario.
Oh yeah, the same thing.
Yeah. How crazy is that something like that happened in 2 different places and almost the same kind of deal? Like you're never gonna see that. That's just crazy in my opinion. That's just crazy. So let's kind of fast forward here, or even backtrack a little bit. So a few weeks ago, I don't think I was there for it, but you ended up in victory lane. You got your first career win in the Pure Stocks. How was that, man?
It's pretty wild when you look in the mirror and you see some top Ontario drivers like Cole Craig, Wade Thorne. Not sure if I don't think any of the Lawrences were there, but it's crazy knowing that you have all those guys in behind you and you're leading the field. Actually, all 25 laps too.
So you started up front. You got it. Obviously got out to an early lead, and we're just able to hold off those guys, eh?
I got a little help from the outside partner there, which was actually my sister. She can't keep her RPMs up quite yet.
Yeah.
So she helped out a little bit there with that. But then they almost messed it up. Well, her and my brother actually almost messed it up, causing a crash coming out of 2.
Oh boy. Now I got that would have been a weird family dinner the next time you guys all got together.
I don't think there would have been a family dinner.
I'm just thinking back to the Bush brothers because they had a run in together, and they didn't have family. They didn't have like Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner for like 3 years or something like that.
I don't think it could have went that long.
Before their grandma was like, "I'm done with this. Like you guys this is how it's happening."
Yeah.
But no, that's yeah. Congrats on the win, man. Like that's got to be pretty huge for you, eh?
Yeah, I actually had a pep talk with Wade Thorne before the race. He's told me that if I didn't win the race, that him and I had to fight on the front stretch.
Now I wish that wouldn't have happened.
See, that's what I was thinking too. I kind of want to see if he was serious about it or not.
Yeah, because then that's where you just pull up right to the start finish line, get out of the car, and if he doesn't stop, then he wasn't being serious about it.
Not a man of his word.
Exactly. But geez, I would love to see that. Honestly, that's something that bring entertainment value to the track. Even if it's WWE style, I don't give a damn.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to get body slammed on asphalt.
tell him to move over 10 feet and throw you into the grass then.
Of
I
the
don't know if
amount
Gary would
that-
enjoy that.
I think Gary would have a heart attack.
Gary and Tim.
Yeah. Tim would be running down the stairs from the tower.
Yeah.
Gary will be running from the pit tower, I think, or wherever he hangs out for the night. Because on Saturday he was a busy man. I saw him like everywhere. I saw him everywhere at the track. At one point, I seen him crossing the track during the mini stock race into the infield. Not obviously under green, but under caution. Obviously not under green. Jesus, that would have been terrible. I saw him go out there and pick something up after instead of the safety guys going out, he ran from the center, or not ran, but he walked over to the low groove on the backstretch where unfortunately Alex and the 24 car got together, and he picked up a piece of debris from there. But yeah, that's he was everywhere. He ended up in the crap, what is it? King of the Hill race. Him and Kevin both got in the car, and they both had a mic and they talked for the entire way around the racetrack.
I love when he does that.
Just like what Gary used to do, where he would like, you remember that hearse that came a few years ago and he sat in the back of the hearse. Same kind of deal. They sat in the passenger seat of both cars and they were just kind of talking smack to each other.
Not those two.
I know one of the car was Ronnie Rutherford, and I think the other one was I think the other one might have been Leo. I
Sounds
think
like those two.
maybe not have been Leo. But anyways, it was good to see Gary back on the mic though, even though just for essentially a one-off lap there for the King of the Hill. I don't even know where the hell I was going with this now. Holy crap.
It's just like last time.
Dude, I know I get on like a tyrant and I start going off and squirrel goes everywhere. Good God, I'm terrible. Hey, Megan, you have anything you want to say right now while I collect myself?
I was just gonna say congrats on that win, because I know that was good to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead here. What are your plans for the rest of the 2022 season?
I'm basically a go as you please kind of guy. So I know on July 22nd, I'm breaking another virginity of mine. I'm going to race at Delaware in a Chris Lawrence built car, because the guy like basically owns the bone stocks there. There'll be a couple times I'm down at Stauble, and then basically just wherever I feel like going on a Saturday morning.
Nothing wrong with that. So here's my question. Are you going to be up at Stauble for the dash, or is it the Dash for Cash? Yeah, Dash for Cash race, July 27th.
Yes, that random Wednesday race.
Yeah.
I will be there. It just matters what car I'll be in.
Oh,
Yes.
what do you mean by that? Are we
either
having
be
some breaking news?
It's not really breaking news, but it's either going to be my bone stock or it'll be Chris Pendlebury's mini stock.
Okay. Oh, right. Yes. Jesus Christ. This
I
is where
was
I
gonna ask
forgot.
about that too, because I haven't seen Chris's car in a while.
Well, the first day I ran it, I couldn't get out of third gear, so I ran in third gear, and they passed me within like no time whatsoever. So then I ended up going out for the second feature in the proper second gear. I ran really well, so then they ended up pulling me into tech, asking if it was actually me in the first one and stuff. And then they ended up weighing the car, and it turns out I'm 40 pounds lighter than Chris, so the car was underweight. So I ended up getting DQ'd on the night, and Chris was not happy at all because we lost all those points. And so basically the car hasn't touched the track since.
That's shitty.
That's
I
I'm-
don't think about the difference between weight and drivers because I'm like a good, like way heavier than Chase was. So he would get into the car and it would be way fucking lighter than slow. Then when I've never let that
Oh,
slip
great. Here we go.
before.
Cam Thompson all over again.
Jesus Christ. We're going off the rails.
It's been a year now. That's the first time I've let that slip like that. Dang it.
No, but like when you look at Chris and I, we look the same height and weight and stuff, but obviously we aren't the same weight. Somebody lied about that on the scales.
I just love the fact that he took a drink the exact same time he said that. All I think is like the Kermit Frog meme when he's drinking his tea. Oh, Eric, that was perfect, man.
Yeah, quick shout out to Mountain Dew and Taco Bell.
Hey, we don't want Mountain Dew here. We want Dr. Pepper, okay? We want Dr. Pepper try to get on the show here.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to cut that one out then. Taco Bell.
Actually, that's something I'm gonna bring up afterwards. I got something to show Megan afterwards. Well, I'll tell you, Eric. So I got my father-in-law works for Pepsi.
Okay.
And I guess there was something that was really, really old they were gonna throw out. And so he brought it home and he's like, oh, check this out. And it's like a menu card from a restaurant. But at the bottom, you know, like the little like triangle part on both sides, it says Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. I have it sitting over here and like just back up over here on my other little desk for right now. But yeah, it's but I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot you've been also running Chris's mini stock this year, and that's what you guys were up to. First of all, how did that deal come about? And second of all, what was it like getting behind the wheel of a different car?
I honestly have no idea how it started. Probably a couple Bud Lights one night, and we talked it out, and stuff kind of happened. I know he's also part of the London Rec crew, so that might have had a big part of it. Driving a pure stock and a mini stock in one day is way different because you can drive a mini stock into the corner and not care about where you're going, kind of, because the tires will help you. But then when you hop into the bone stock 25 laps later, you can't drive it in as deep, which I learned because that's when I went sideways in front of the whole pack. So hopefully I can run it again sometime soon and learn from last time and put in the 40 extra pounds that I'm supposed to, and hopefully go out there and have a good night.
You know, man, hopefully hopefully that happens for you, because that's, you know, we talked to Chris about that, you know, when he was on the show, because that's actually kind of cool, because we both have the driver of the 34 with us, because we had Chris on earlier in the year, and now we got you on. So man, that kind of works out. I think we even asked Chris how the deal came about, and I think your guys' how the deal came about was a little different, but hey, we'll let everyone else decide how that deal came about. But yeah, man, you know, but you're part of the London recreational team. So you're helping out guys like Sean Chenoweth with his pro late model and the super stock. How's that been going for you?
It's been going. He's had some good runs, he's had some bad runs, and then, well, we all know about the Peterborough incident that happened, and
Yep.
I don't know if he's still okay about that or what, because I wasn't there on the weekend. I haven't really talked to him about it. Don't really want to talk to him about it, but I know eventually
I wouldn't.
I know that eventually end goal is to get me into one of his cars. But with that, I got to be able to keep my own car on the track to show him I can actually drive a car.
Yeah. That's understandable, because like, and you know what, he was robbed. I believe of that win out in Peterborough. Megan, do you know what we're talking about?
No, to be honest.
It was the super stock race, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so super stock race, he led the last few laps, if I'm not there, quite a bit of the race.
He led every lap except for the last lap
Yeah,
Hmm.
under restart.
yeah. So there was a caution. The caution flag flew at they decided to throw the caution out apparently, and as he crossed the start finish line, no flag was waved to signify end of race, and he was already in essentially he was crossed the finish line of the total distance run, and they pulled it back and said that it was under caution. And when on the ensuing restart, who ended up winning? Was it wasn't Zardo,
Parker.
but sorry,
Parker.
And on the restart, you can see the tires were essentially shot on his car. He was having motor issues too, was he not? Yeah, and essentially held on for the life of him. This thing still came on third though. Second or third? Second. So he was on Race Rivals Race Chat a couple weeks ago talking about that, and he even then he was still adamant on it. But that's Sean though, in my opinion. Like if you know Sean doesn't let that stuff go.
No, he tells it how it is.
I've been on not myself personally, but the late model driver I was helping out with, David Elliott, we were on the other end of that one time at Flamborough. So we know how Sean is, like on the opposite side of that. And in my opinion, you don't want to be on that side.
No.
He was down in our pits with our jack handle smacking it on his hand. After that was a fun night. There's a cops got called too and everything.
Oh God.
About six Hamilton police officers showed up.
Ew.
Yeah. I was
That's the old Sean Chenoweth, though.
Huh?
That's the old Sean Chenoweth.
That is the old Sean Chenoweth though, but hopefully I haven't really seen the new Sean Chenoweth, or he's definitely seemed like he's calmed down quite a bit since then. Yeah, so that's a plus. Because I'd hate to see old fired up Sean right now. Like if that happened, that would be interesting. Hopefully that deal works out. You know, you keep your own car on the track, you end up getting one of his cars. So I'm going to assume it would be like a super stock kind of thing you would jump into, or would it be they would kind of help move you up the ladder kind of thing?
I personally would rather go super stock first, because that's where all the pro late models get like their feet wet first.
Yeah.
And to me, it seems like they're both pretty much the same price and all that stuff, but it seems like the super stocks have a lot more fun than the pro late models do.
Yeah, I feel like the pro lates might be turning into kind of like I don't want to say it or anything like that, because I feel like it would suck for this kind of area, but like a super late model and how our teams operate, right? Like what is it? The Canadian Short Track Nationals. You know, I didn't get to go the 1 year David was running, but they were telling us that the low budget teams from the States that came up still had like spring smashers and stuff like that and change shocks on the fly to help adjust their car. And they looked at us and they looked at apparently our guys and were like, what the fuck? Apparently David and them look like bums showing up. Like I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like, because they rolled out with a pit cart that's 3 feet long by 2 feet wide, stacked all the tires up on the back of the car, rolled it out. No ATVs, no full pit carts, no like nothing special. And it's like, but like those guys are low budget. And that's
Yeah,
who they
our
were
low
pinned
budget's
beside.
different.
Huh?
Our low budget's a lot different than their low budget.
Our high budget teams are their low budget teams.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Essentially what it is. Unless you're what is it? I'm not calling them out or like saying shit about them, but Train Lapsovich with White Motorsports when they took the pro late and made it super late and went down to for the snowball. Right. They brought all the equipment they probably could to go do that.
Well, they also had Brandon Watson down there running.
Yeah,
too.
that's what yeah. So they had those two cars to deal with, and they brought all their best stuff to be able to go to just go compete with those guys.
Yep.
Anyways, so your next race is looking to be July 22nd. You said?
I'm actually hoping maybe this weekend at Flamborough.
Okay. Of course, the week I'm not there.
The one that is concrete though is July 22nd.
At Delaware.
Yeah, at Delaware.
So do you know so here's the thing. Chris and I have a deal that essentially anyone who runs his cars is a Joe Media driver. So do you know what car number you're going to be in so that I can prepare myself for that week?
Between me and my brother-in-law trying to figure it out, we think it would be the 4 car.
The 4 car?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to talk to Chris that week to make sure to confirm who's all in his cars.
I think for your write-up, you should confuse them and put Chris Stewart, Joe Stewart, Eric Stewart, and Phil Gibbons.
You know what? So first of all, that's essentially like a joke that was done last year for Frosttoberfest, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, because somebody put out a bounty on the Stewarts, which is me, myself, Alex, and Nicole, to the highest finish in Stewart. So Chris and Joe both covered over their names and put Joe or Chris and then Stewart, so they can try and get that bounty. And
ever since then, essentially, I've seen Chris or Chris especially, whenever your mom, I'm gonna assume it's your mom, comment on something. It's like, oh, are we invited or something like that? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it started off as a joke and it just turned into like we're all now one big happy family, and even if we don't show up to each other's birthdays or anniversaries or Thanksgivings and stuff.
You're a racing family. That's exactly what happens. Yep. You spend those kind of days at the racetrack.
Well, I mean, Thanksgiving is always at Peterborough.
Oh, that's exactly it, right?
So technically, yeah, we do have Thanksgiving together.
Well, you're just not getting a turkey, though.
No, you're hopefully going for one of those leaf trophies.
Yeah. Which Phil was able to get one last year, correct?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I wish there was the 82 in there, but turned it to be the 0.
Hey, there's always this year.
There always is.
All right, there's like it's like the Leafs getting past the first round. There's always next year.
There'll never be a next year for those guys.
I'm not a Leaf fan at all, so I will always poke fun at the Leafs as much as I can.
Me neither. I'm a Rangers fan.
Oh, see, Jacqueline is a Leafs fan, so her only argument is like, yeah, well, what have your teams done? I very seldomly watch them, but the Detroit Red Wings or the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, I feel sorry for you.
They were dominant when I first got into them. Okay.
What year was that?
Don't make me date myself here. I'm already pushing 30 this year, so
I'm not too far behind you.
No, how old are you?
24.
Okay, Megan just turned 25, so not too off between all of us.
Said fun facts.
Yeah, fun facts. Eh? Like I'm 29. Eric's 24. Megan's 25. Drop your age in the comments. Like, oh boy. But no, pretty much I got into the Red Wings about 2001, 2002. So,
Okay.
and that's mainly because my mom was dating a guy from Toledo, Ohio. So the Myers sold a lot of Red Wing stuff. And their local hockey team was the AA team for the Red Wings.
Okay.
So if any players got called up, they would go to Grand Rapids, and then from Grand Rapids they would go to the Red Wings. Great hockey though. Like that's the ECHL. I preferred when there was a team in Brampton, so I could go at least watch the Walleye play. But it is what it is. Jesus Christ, I feel like I just go on these rants. I'm so sorry, Eric. I need to know.
I'm trying to get the longest episode on Jomo Media here.
I don't think anyone's gonna beat Gary Elliott.
That's true.
That was like close to 3 hours, I think, of recording time. Just recording time, like just from the time we got on here between Megan and myself to the time we got off, I think we were at 3 hours.
Well, I feel like he's been racing longer than Megan and I have been alive.
Literally, probably longer than us combined.
That's exactly it. That's exactly because it's 49. Oh, I see what you did there, Eric. Good job. Quick
I
math.
just do the math. I just took a wild guess. Don't credit me for that.
Oh,
Yeah, so
but
he's got to have plenty of stories to tell.
absolutely. You know it, and we covered a lot of them. I want to try and get him back on again because I feel like there's a lot we missed and a lot we can bring up more about. But again, I think that might be an off-season episode where I can sit. You know, we can take an afternoon. Start at like 12 o'clock, go till 5 p.m., take a break for dinner, come back at 6 and start over again. But no, we loved having Gary on here. It was, but yeah, man. I say let's jump into our fan question period though.
Okay.
We got some questions for you. You ready to answer them?
Do I have a choice?
Well,
No.
your fans are well, I would say your fans, but they're your family. They're going to be kind of
They
upset.
could be fans too.
Well,
My mom's my biggest fan.
well, that's true. So I don't know how you want to. These are family, but if they're fans, they're fans. Judging by the questions, though, I don't know.
I haven't seen them yet, so.
Oh, this is gonna be good then. So the first one up is Nicole Givens.
Okay.
Who's gonna get a second win of the year first? You, Alex, or Phil?
It's gonna be me because whoever's in front of me, I'm gonna take him out for the win.
Just don't get black flags.
No, if you do it in corner 4, you're fine.
They can still throw black on you.
Yeah. Or maybe I won't make it as obvious. So if Gary or Tim are listening, I didn't do it on purpose.
It was a joke.
Second question comes to us from Nicole Givens. Again? we got 3 of them from her.
Oh my lord.
Okay. So the second one, I don't know. You're gonna have to give us some context behind this one, okay?
I think we need a story for this one because
Yeah.
I'm reading them too. Yeah.
How many fire extinguishers did Sobel go through for you?
Oh no.
So first of all, give us an answer and then go back on and tell us the story.
I think we talked about it a little bit last time.
I think so too.
I remember using 2 in one night, but I think a total of 4 or 5. And the story behind that is I used to drive a Cavalier, and I think the right front brake kept sticking. And so by the end of the race, or close to the end of the race, the rotor would catch fire, causing them to obviously throw the red flag and put it out.
Y'all good there?
Yeah, I was like, did I lose you guys?
No,
Oh,
it's not like you just stopped talking. I was waiting for more to go, and I'm like, did something happen?
I was gonna say it went so quiet. I'm like, what happened here? No, but it's I think it was 3 times I was leading when it happened.
Oh, jeez.
Hmm.
Actually, I remember there's one that it was Phil and I started at the rear of the pack, and we worked our way through the whole crowd, and him and I had a decent lead. I had a couple car lengths lead on him, going for my first win, and then it catches fire, and they call it. I think it was 2 to go at this point too. Yeah, so he ended up winning, and I don't think we've been to the track with that car since, mostly because I sold it. But that's basically how that one went. And yeah, I went through a lot of fire extinguishers there.
You're not supposed to go through fire extinguishers, man.
Yeah, I know. But at least I can say I done it.
Yeah. Our next question is from Nicole Givens as well. This is the last one from her.
Okay, good.
And she goes, "What's your favorite post-race food?"
That's a tough one. It depends how I feel on the night. Usually I go with the poutine from Flambro, mostly because they added bacon into the poutines now.
Ooh.
Or if we leave the track early enough, I'll stop at Wendy's and get a Dave's double. Bring the calories back in that you lost.
Yeah. And our last one, I just lost it here for a second. Megan, you have it up?
I do.
All right, you can go ahead and ask the last one.
Okay. So last one is from Cam the Hack Thompson.
Oh no.
He said, "Why do you suck so much?"
Because I've been watching his dirt track videos and trying to take notes on those.
Oh boy. I love how this all got started and it's continued to grow.
I feel like
Jesus.
though in racing, when you're given a nickname, you just got to take it and run with it. Like, why not?
All right. So hold on here. Eric, do you have a nickname?
I do not. Well, okay, I should probably make this more obvious, but with the London Rec crew, I do have a nickname, but it is
Okay.
not friend,
Family friendly.
Staying on this, so I do not have one outside of the London Rec.
Oh. Oh, now we got to come up with one. Next time I watch you race, I'm gonna have to figure something out. Because that's gonna be good. Because we can't call you Wally because because you hit the wall. So like, that's
I'm like, what the?
I don't want to be associated with Wally Wilson.
because I heard that's also his nickname as well. Is he like they put like Wally in it, or I've heard other people too like they've gone Wally. Oh, I did that to RJ Croto. I did that to him. The first day he ever took a super stock out back in 2016. Third time out on track. So he's only competed about 25, 30 laps at this point.
Okay.
Fourth lap into the run. Don't ask me what happened because I'm not in the car. But all of a sudden, essentially, he brakes so hard. The car essentially jumps, like stops in midair, jumps to the left, and then hit like the tires set back down. Then he hits the wall, goes up and then back down, and then spins into turn 3.
Sounds like a wild ride.
Oh, it was crazy. I'm like, it was one of those things like my buddy filmed using his camera, but he did not film that part because his girlfriend his fiance and his future in-laws showed up. So I think he just missed, like he stopped recording for that one. And when I asked him what happened, it sounded like he said that he was trying to, it was an automatic. Essentially, it was perfect for dirt track racing now. But he said he was trying to go like up a gear for some reason. But when he hit it, he slammed it, and it went all the way to reverse and clipped reverse gear. And that's what caused like the instant stop. And then, but it was crazy. Before he even stopped, I was like, because it was just practice day, it was just a Tuesday. Before he even stopped, I was already running towards him. So I'm like, that was a hard hit. This is his third time out. Like, oh, but I essentially I put like on duct tape, I was like, do not touch this gear shift once you're racing. Like, and I even put like RJ, and then in brackets go Wally, and then wall, and then dash E.
Jeez.
And then oh yeah, I was mean to him, I'm not gonna lie. I'm an asshole. I can't lie.
We
But
all
yeah.
are at some point.
Huh?
We all are at some
Yeah.
point.
At some points. So as you kind of alluded to, you kind of answered my question. So actually, that's all our fan questions. First of all, let's wrap that part up. That's our fan question period, everyone. Thank you for everyone submitting their questions. Make sure you guys tune in every Sunday at around noon to see who our next week's guest is. And you guys can submit your questions on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages underneath the post, or as well in our Instagram story. So make sure you guys stay tuned next Sunday to find out who our next guest will be. And of course, always thank you to Eric Stewart for answering those questions for us this week. And yeah, we always get some weird ones depending on who our guest is. That's always the fun part.
That is true. I've listened to a lot of your podcasts, and I hear some of the questions, and I question some of the questions themselves, and then I realize who sent them, and it all makes sense.
That's the funny part, because like I figured like no matter what happens, just let the weird questions come in, because then if that person doesn't want to give the story to it, they don't have to, but it kind of puts them on a spot too.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're funny. Like I said, we as I was saying, you alluded to it earlier that essentially it sounds like your goal is to move up into super stock, then up into hopefully pro late model. What's the ceiling looking like for Eric Stewart though?
Wherever the sky goes.
Nothing wrong with that.
It'd be cool to like have a foot in everything, but I'm not Andy Camrath and can't wheel a car around anywhere with any car. But you got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. That's the thing, right? Is coming into a sport like this, you got to start somewhere. We all do. Everyone does. Even myself on the media side, we all got to start somewhere. Shoot, we've been doing this crap for 2 years now, and look where it's gotten us, right? Like, I'm 60 episodes in. I've had you on a couple times. I've had a bunch of people on a couple times. We brought in co-hosts onto this show. We've brought a bunch more crap, and I'm excited. We got stuff we're announcing already, and it's crazy what jumping into a motorsports community can be like, and where it can lead you.
Yeah.
I never want to end these things. Like, I really don't. I hate ending them because they're always fun. But I feel like we need to get the show wrapped up here. We're gonna get wrapped up here. So we're not gonna hold Eric much more longer. But Eric, is there anyone you want to thank for getting you here tonight?
Sorry, my parents just got home from Varney there. Obviously got to thank London Recreational Racing, Thompson Photography, Wellington Perforated, ThinkPad, Sean Chenoweth Racing, Clark Automotive, Epic Racewear, Ideal Brake Supply, and basically every fan that's out there supporting all the bone stocks, mini stocks, any stock, is the whole racing community.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, so we're, like I said, we're not going to hold you up any more longer. Thank you for coming on with us this week and, you know, seeing where life is taking you for the last little bit. And hopefully we'll see you in a super stock in the next couple of years. And hopefully we'll see you back in victory lane before Alex or Phil.
Maybe I'll just have to park it in there anyways.
What are they going to do?
I was gonna say I was gonna stop you. The heck with it.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
No problem, man. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have yourself a good night. All right.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Bye now. All right, guys. That was driver the number 82 Pure Stock, Eric Stewart. We want to thank Eric for stopping by and chatting with us for a little bit. And those fan questions are getting, they're always enjoying. They're always enjoyable, especially when we had like 3 or 4 from the same people.
Mm.
And you never know what's going to come. Like you never know what the answers are going to be if they even want to answer them. So
Yeah. I find that too. It's like I like when it comes from like family and friends because they know more, like the whole fire extinguisher question. Like when I try to think of questions to ask other drivers, especially when I don't know them, I don't know what to ask. So it's like those, it opens up a broader.
it helps open up the conversation more.
Yeah, like I like it. It's funny.
I do think that question was on the last episode that he was on as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that it came back up again, I'm okay with that because I completely forgot about it.
I mean, there might be some people that didn't hear that last interview, and
yeah, you're absolutely correct. They may have not actually heard it from the first time, but yeah, it was a great chat with him, and even the after conversation, Eric, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for what I said. We're just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, it was great having him on. Next week, I keep forgetting who's on next week, and I don't even want to announce it, but I was like teasing that we're gonna announce it on the show for some reason. I'm like, next week's guest on the show is gonna be. I'm like, you'll find out next Sunday. I don't know why I like doing that. It's just
like those cliffhangers at the end of an episode, like.
But like I do this every week, so it's not really a cliffhanger. It's not like I've done this several times. But make sure you guys are tuning in to each Sunday to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to find out who our next guest is gonna be. And I think we're gonna have I'm gonna say this though. we do have episode, the most ultimate funniest episode number coming up here soon. Do you know which number I'm talking about here?
69.
Yeah. We
Who's
do have
lucky 69.
Oh, we got the driver, the number 69.
I was gonna say, what about Wally Wilson?
Oh, it's not gonna be Wally.
No, his is
No,
69, right? I didn't
it
just
is number 69.
Okay.
No, it's an Oswego boy.
Oh.
And he also
okay.
Well, I'll just say it right now. We got Rob Twitch It. We got the Twitch man coming on in a couple weeks for episode 69. So that's gonna be
not Connor Ross.
Not Connor Ross. I'm gonna, you know what?
He is not Connor Ross.
He is not. If anyone who was at that the autograph night at last week or last week at Flamborough, Rob Twitch It was the driver that night. But they have hero cards saying that it's Adam Ross, Connor Ross, and Rob Twitch It driving. And with Connor Ross's name being on the door, Rob has been putting not in green painter's tape on beside Connor's name. So every time he shows up, it's all you see is not Connor Ross. And I was like, oh man, can you personalize it for me? He was like, yeah, of course. And he write not. I think he did that to all of them too.
I was gonna say, I walked up and I'm like, can I have an autograph from not Connor Ross, please? But I think I watched him. He did that to so many of them, just not in front of Connor's name, then signed it himself.
Oh man. That's awesome. He's like he was telling me he's like if you thought you needed a warning before Cameron's episode, I'm like, oh, here we go again. I almost kind of want to just bring him in for the whole episode.
Mhm.
Just to see the kind of stuff he says, but at the same time, like I just want to bring him in just for his segment to minimize what could happen. That could be the last episode we ever do. Who knows?
We might be canceled.
I might cancel ourselves. So
John just slowly puts down the
the headphones come off.
I'm done.
I'm out. I would hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I would hate that. I love doing this too much. I love talking to all these drivers. That would suck.
I wouldn't know what to do on a Sunday night without it. So.
I know, right?
like
what am I used to watch. So to anyone who's listening, I used to go as soon as we got done recording. Essentially, we had our time slot to record was from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. And we did very well for a while. And then Gary Elliott happened. And then ever since that, we've been just kind of going later and later. But it's because I was big into this one show called Unexpected. And that was such a terrible decision. So like, I'm glad that show's not on the air right now. The season's done. But I'm afraid if they come back with another season, I may have to start shortening up how much time we have on here. As long as the two people that I did, or the one person I dislike on the show is still on there, I definitely will not be watching. But if anyone enjoys that show, let's
talk about it.
Here's the thing. Is I don't like watching the show. I really don't, because it pisses me off. But you know who enjoys it? Jacqueline. Why does Jacqueline enjoy it? Because of the comments that come out of my mouth. I will not hold back. I have said some very nasty things about some of those people. Because Megan's heard some of the stuff I've said about some of the people that are on the show.
Literally, whenever we talk about it, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's a fight on site. Like, I'm gonna get that quoted on a shirt or sticker.
Oh man, I need that sticker for my car. I'm just gonna like, it's a fight on site, buddy. Like, oh boy, but yeah, that's not even the worst one I've said. And but like my comments like about the men, about the women on the show are just, I just react to what's happening. And at first I was like, oh, what's this? What? Like, oh no, I don't like it. I don't want to watch it. And the next thing, each week we got to wrap up. I got to get downstairs. I got to see what happened. I got so involved into it, and you've seen it too.
Yeah,
because it got bad.
That's literally Garrison and I watching MTV's Catfish.
Oh,
like Garrison. No, there's it's totally unrelated. Impractical Jokers. Garrison can't even watch it because he gets mad. He's like, why would they actually do that to someone? Like, I don't know, but I find it funny. And it's I'm the same way. Like it's his reactions and his comments that make it even better. Like
I don't know what it is about y'all females about that, like try to watch a show and then get your man involved into it just to hear their comments. It's like Pillow Talk for 90 Day Fiance. I love Pillow Talk because that's exactly my kind of show. But like people need to put me on a Pillow Talk for some of these other shows. Even though I haven't been on the show, I just want to be on the Pillow Talk because either one, I'm going to make your show a hit, or two, I'm going to get it canceled but it's going to go out with a bang. Or I'm going to say so much bad crap that you're not going to be able to use a single piece of it. But TLC, if you're, I know you're not listening, but damn, I'm just going to put it out there. If you're looking for a Pillow Talk for Unexpected, you put me on. I'll be more than happy to give my opinion on that show.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. That was my pump up song for baseball. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god! Of course, just like always, Megan, we go off the rails.
Literally.
Every
Welcome
week.
to our racing related podcast. This is not racing related.
That was my favorite baseball song. Like, what? Why am I saying that? Why am I talking about stuff that goes on in my personal life? If you're listening to this, I'm so sorry. Like, if you just listen to the conversation that we had with Eric and you stuck around and say, oh, let's see what else happens, I'm so sorry. Because I feel like by this point, we're like done with recording. But like, we want to wrap up. But like,
We're
that's
just
something just
having
happens.
like our own typical daily conversations, but it's on air. So people just get a little feed into like what it's like daily with us.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone seen our messages on Snapchat, they'd be like, you guys need some help.
I need help though.
We all do.
fully admit I need help and I am trying, but like
I think we all do.
so like if anyone knows a psychiatrist,
hit us up. I could use a therapist. I could use a therapist.
I do. I need one.
Oh
No,
boy.
unrelated. That's a better like mental health talk. But
Yeah.
like yeah.
Oh boy. I'm so sorry for everyone who's still listening right now. But this coming weekend, like I said it before, we have our massive, or not, I really hope it turns out as big as it does. We do have our booth that will be at the From the Heart local market up in Erin, or Aaron, depending on how you want to say it.
I say Aaron.
I say Erin because that's how the locals say it. I've been there since I was 13, so of course that's just natural for me to say it like that. We'll be there. We'll have a lot of drivers' cars, so come on out. The address will be posted all this week. They will be posting about the show on their social media, so make sure you follow From the Heart local market on Facebook and Instagram to see exactly what is going to happen this week. I can't wait to have all these beautiful race cars show up and have them on site, and have the people from Erin and from this market see the cars we deal with. And we're having unveiling, right? So it's going to be so cool. I'm excited. Next weekend, I'm not saying I'm taking a week off. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm going racing. I hope I can go racing, but we got to see. As I will be preparing all day Saturday for the show Sunday. Jacqueline has work all weekend, so we're gonna see if, like I said, maybe we'll make a run out to Peterborough Saturday night for racing, and go hang out with Brandon Feeney. I'm hoping that we can figure something out and go do that. Megan, you're gonna have some fun this weekend. I hear you got a family commitment going on Saturday. That should be fun, eh?
Yeah. It's my dad's side. It's like my dad's side's native, so they're all like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but like my family's crazy, and it's huge. Like it's huge. So
yeah,
it's like an outdoor conservation park with a pool. So I go swimming and eat some hot dogs.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's good. That sounds like a typical family reunion anyways.
Yeah, like I don't know half of them. I just walk in and they're all like, oh, you're the race car driver, and I'm like, that's me. Hello.
see that's the worst part. Like I can feel you there, because like if I was to go to my mom's grandma, like my grandma on my mom's side's family reunion, I just got reintroduced to everyone every year. So if I was to show up, they were like, oh, whose son are you? I'm like, Eileen who? Eileen Fair?
Yeah.
Alberta's daughter's son. Like,
oh my gosh.
Because that's out in Hagersville. That's where theirs
Oh, really?
is. So yeah,
Well, your
Har-
family's from around here?
the Harvey family,
No way.
Harvey and Fair.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's where my
So
family's from. Yeah, it's Hagersville.
so I spent a lot of time growing up in at my grandparents' house down in St. George.
Hmm.
So I've always wanted to move back to St. George. I would love to have my grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
It was just outside of Brantford, south end of St. George. Like if you took this road to go straight up into St. George, you would see it at each time. But it was so easy for us to get to Paris Fair. Jump on this road, shoot straight across, you end up in Paris. I can't remember what the road is.
Closer to Kate and I.
Huh?
Like that, so I said, and then you guys would be so much closer to Kate and I. That'd be so cool.
I think we'd be getting a lot more trouble.
Yeah.
I think Cody, Dale, and myself would end up.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to move out there because that area is just, it is absolutely gorgeous. And it would be nice to be closer to you guys, and because that's a long ass drive coming home.
I always feel bad for you guys.
But no, who knows what'll happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll win the lottery. Maybe the housing market will crash and we can spend $20 on a house.
Good Lord, let's hope so.
I hope so, eh? Like I said, let's wrap this show up. I've been saying this for the past little bit here. I swear our episodes are going like an hour and 30, hour and 45, and like some of them are just stuff we end up talking about even off air that doesn't get picked up in recording. And I'm thankful it doesn't. But yeah, so you guys won't catch me at Flamborough Speedway this week, as the CVMs will be off for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, next time you guys will catch me at the track is July 23rd at Flamborough Speedway. That's gonna be, oh my god, that's gonna be a busy week of racing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap! July 23rd, I'll be at Flamborough Speedway. July 27th, I'll be up at Sauble Speedway. Then July 30th, I'll be back at Flamborough Speedway. I'll be at 3 tracks in a week, and I'm camping that week, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, so anyways, Megan, can we catch you at a racetrack over the next couple weeks?
I feel bad. I said I was going to be at Flamborough this weekend, but then I realized I had a family reunion, and I don't know if I'll make it. I will be at the market though with the car.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend, I haven't even looked at the schedule, but Flamborough's my go-to. I'll be at Flamborough or Oswego, no matter what. So
the following week is the APC race, so at Flamborough.
Are the mini stocks there?
The mini stocks are racing.
Okay.
It's the prolates, the Can-Am midgets, and as well as mini stocks.
Okay. I might be there for that one.
Yeah. Go hang out with Caitlin and and go watch some awesome pro late model racing, eh?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right, Megan, where can they catch you on social media here?
Our race team pages are mrc.racing.73 on Instagram, and I think you can find it on Facebook that way too. And we're on TikTok. Haven't been on for a while, but I believe I had an account that was the exact same.
I think it's mrc.racing.73.
Yeah, that one I can't get back into.
Oh,
okay. This one's just MRC Racing 73. No,
okay.
No dots, no spaces, nothing. But we're on there too, and I'll post the update with the unveiling on there too.
You got to do it live.
Oh, I do.
You got to do a Facebook Live reveal.
I just feel so conceited when I do something like that. Like, at the same time, it's cool and it'd be good for sponsors. The sponsors.
But it would be.
But
it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
We're gonna make this fire. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
You guys can catch myself on social media, obviously at Jomo Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You guys can also catch me on my personal pages, Jomo329 on Facebook or on Instagram, Jonathan Robert Morrison on Facebook. You guys can also catch me on the TikTok as Megan alluded to, I felt like I had to do one now, and my my TikTok is Jomo932. You guys can catch us there as well. I feel like maybe next year that's going to be the next step. Next year we're gonna add a website for Jomo Media, and then we're also gonna add a TikTok page. And I know exactly who's gonna be running my TikTok page. Megan.
I love doing that stuff.
You got so much more my stuff is so minimal creativity, and it's so terrible half the time.
Half the stuff I make, it's like everyone thinks that it's all serious, and I'm like,
Just being lighthearted.
it's not. Like, it's just a joke, and it's just like, especially when it comes to my racing stuff, it's like it's stuff that I know that other drivers can relate to. And I mean, you don't see a lot of that stuff on TikTok, so I'm like, let's add to it. I mean, like, it's good to pick up fans and sponsors too.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how Ryan Dyson got me as a fan, was I saw him and his wife on there. So,
and that's how you end up with his merch, right?
Exactly. Hoodie and a sweatshirt. I mean, today I'm repping the True North. I finally got back from my sister.
You finally got it back, eh?
I did today. Like 4 hours ago.
Thank you, Rachel, for giving Megan back her sweater. Oh boy. All right, Megan, what do you say we get out of here for the night?
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys have been listening to the True North Racing podcast brought to you by Jomo Media Promotions. We want to thank everyone, all our listeners, each and every time. Make sure you guys catch us on Anchor, Apple, Google, Spotify, and as well as on YouTube, so you can see my ugly mug each and every week. We want to thank Megan for joining us. As always, we love having her on board. I feel like we need to get a full, like I said, we need to get some essentially just team pictures of the three of us, and and we're gonna have a lot of great fun going forward. I got some great ideas we're gonna possibly do for the off season, which I'm gonna start putting out our group chat soon, so that way we can start planning and get some stuff ready for the off season. I feel like we do need to do a vlog in the off season about an event I want to put on. But that'll be in our group chat. We'll talk about that later. Thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you guys tune in next Sunday to see who's going to be our guest of the week. And as well, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, following, sharing the crap out of this. Let us know how we did. My inbox is always open. If you like what you hear, if there's something you don't like, if you don't like what you hear, let us know. I love the criticism. I love people reaching out to us and letting us know how we're doing. Thank you. Like I said, thank you everyone. Thank you, Megan, for jumping on. Make sure you guys, I'm running out of time right now with what I'm saying. Thank you everyone for listening. My name is Sean Morris, and you guys are listening to the True North Racing podcast brought to you by Jomo Media Promotions. We'll see you guys next week. Bye now.
Overdrive, drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing, let's go.